Test. One more time, Mel.
Test.
Perfect. Okay. Welcome back to my podcast that I do once every 6 months. This is a very special occasion in which I am in Buffalo, Ontario, Canada, with my friend Alison Bakerfield. Nothing has been true so far.
Nothing has been true.
Not one of those things is true, but that's what you get on my podcast. A liar. I'm a liar. I'm a fucking liar. That's one of my many flaws.
You are in Buffalo,
but it's not in Canada. I'm so used to saying something, comma, Ontario, Canada, where I reside.
Change it up.
So we're on tour right now. Tour with the production of Letterkenny. If you've ever heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, Google it. We write for the show. This is my best friend.
Hello.
Her real name is Alexandra Pearse, but I know her as Alison Bakerfield.
Why did you say that?
I'm bravely without makeup right now, and so is Allison.
Same, I feel
hideous.
You said it earlier.
Useless.
Crunchy.
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 I feel crunchy Alex Rugs right now. Anyways, we're on tour right now, and I thought that this would be a good thing to do to, because Allison's about to go off on the full tour, and I'm on an abbreviated tour because I'm a little bit less required for the show, slightly less important to the show. So I'm just doing some local shows. That's why I'm in Ontario, Canada, Buffalo right now. Where I will be going back to my home in Toronto, Ontario, Canada tomorrow. Short drive because they're both in Ontario. And Allison is taking off to go all over America. So I thought it would be fun to maybe do a podcast now.
Yes.
Maybe do a podcast when you get
back. And you'll be back. You'll be back on tour.
Yeah, I'm going to catch you on the flip side once you come back to Canada.
When are you back?
I told them in my contract, I said I will not leave Canada. So they're like, okay, we'll work with that. We will work with that. So I'm meeting up in Edmonton with you guys.
Oh, Edmonton.
I've never been to Edmonton. I heard it's a blast.
I can't remember if I've been there, but I feel like I have, but I don't know why I think that.
Because you're always going there for like one day and then you're complaining and then you come back.
That's true.
And I'm like, what are you doing? And you're like, oh, just some fabulous festival and I'm staying in a hotel.
It's because I don't like leaving my house, and I've chosen a profession that, God willing, has given me a lot of work and keep sending me to hotels, and I don't really like going to hotels.
Crazy, because I love hotels.
I like the vibe of there's certain aspects of it that I really like I like a blank slate, but it's because you never know what the hotel's going to be like.
Oh, it's like a canvas.
I immediately you absolutely paint. Yeah, you Jackson Pollock the fuck out of any space you walk into.
Just before we started, I actually spit my coffee up on the floor.
She puts it in the microwave for 1 minute because that's what she does at home, not thinking that perhaps the microwave might be different. It might work here. And I just turn and I see Olivia go full,
like a cat throwing up.
Full mouthful of coffee. Thank God you're in a literal suite because there was no carpeting in the kitchen area.
I you know what I thought to myself? I came in here, I'm like, oh my God, I'm only going to be in here for a few hours. So I better fucking make my moves.
Yeah, better settle in and
better get started
on the floor.
I'm not going to be throwing up tonight because I'm actually sober now.
Sober.
I love
the last time we did
I'm constantly announcing that I'm sober.
Yeah.
This podcast.
Yeah.
And then not.
And then recording hungover.
Yeah. And then I'll be like, I drank. And I sound like really demoralized.
The last time we did this tour, we were just talking about how we hemmed and hawed over a glass of wine at dinner the first night. We were like, oh no, it's bad. Let's not. And truly every show after that, we blacked out. But now sober.
It's fun. Free alcohol is always
free
a blast.
Alcohol.
After a show that you just did a theater, it's an amazing experience. But I'm realizing now that alcohol, it's really toxic for your brain and soul and spirit. And also, we need to get into it. And maybe this isn't interesting to you, but we need to get into the topic of Lent because Lent hath begun.
I didn't know who you were talking to, and you said maybe this isn't interesting to you. I was curious if it was
to you, to the audience.
Okay.
Well, I have a thing where I'm like, I'm doing Lent this year. Like I went to church on Ash Wednesday. It's giving up, but it's like I think a lot of people see Lent as like a diet, and people are like, I'm gonna give up chocolate and sweets and bad things, but it's like it can be a toxic route to take. It's more about like cleansing your mind, soul, and body and spirit to make room for the Lord. So I'm gonna try to be forgiving, not gossip. Like I'm trying, like it's a whole thing. Like be generous, be try to give to charity and like be charitable. And
so that's interesting because we were just at a Walgreens and someone did ask you if you wanted to donate $1 to leukemia.
I don't believe in that.
Okay. I mean, for clarity, I also said no. I'm not trying to.
I was listening to see if you said no.
Oh yeah. No, because someone told
no.
me. And you know what? The guy behind us, as he's coming up, like I haven't even moved away from the counter. I don't know if you heard, but he's just like, same answer to that question, by the way. Like just absolutely. No, but someone told me that corporations.
I don't want to cough over you talking.
Yeah. I love when you cough. And spit, actually, for that matter.
Isn't that funny? Just the massive cord. But none of the Crunchy Dog. Maybe I'll just throw the Crunchy Dog Rex in the garbage. I can't. I guess I have like a hoarding problem because I don't want to throw it in the garbage even though it's broken.
Why?
Because what if I can fix him?
Wait, will you?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, so what happened was that my Zoom recorder is a fucking liar, and it said it was max battery, and then it just died.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Move your butt for a second. Having some germophobia. Okay, so I had to run over to the Walgreens. Thank God there's a Walgreens right there, and I had to wait in line. And then of course they prompted me again. Do you want to donate?
Yes.
And this time I went to go smash that no button, but I accidentally clicked round up.
Oh, what did you round up to?
So it rounds up. It was like my purchase was like $11.80, and then it rounded up to
20 cents.
But so I'm like, okay, whatever, cool. But then it shows the conversion rate. Like here, it was $12 American or $18 Canadian. I'm like, what is I'm like rounding up. I'm like, no, we got to restart this transaction. I'm not paying $6 more.
No, it wasn't $6 more. That's the conversion rate of the whole transaction.
I thought it might have been including that round up. Anyways,
it's like 60 cents or something.
Too much. Too much. It's Lent. It's not fucking it's Lent. It's not fucking
what?
I'm trying to think of another
Christmas?
charitable event.
No.
Hey, it's Lent. It's not Thanksgiving.
Am I right?
Wait, something sounds weird about yours. Make sure you're talking there. Talk again.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you like it when I cough and not think it's disgusting.
Oh.
You also think it's disgusting.
Yeah. I don't think it's disgusting. It's loud.
Oh, it is loud. What's louder? Me blowing my nose or me? I think blowing my nose.
Blowing your nose is louder.
Yeah, because I cough a lot backstage, but
I like the careless abandon of it all.
Yeah.
I'm talking into the space.
I know I can see it slowly spinning.
Yeah, but it's right here.
Okay. No, I know, but I can hear
Oh,
it start to
hear
fade away. So
Got
I just want to catch you before, like, just in case you didn't know this.
Sorry.
Okay, so what we were talking about Lent. Anyways, one of the things I'm giving up for Lent is alcohol.
Oh.
So it's a nice challenge.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
And you've already kind of been off it.
I was already off it, so I'm like, it's like I've already, it's a good excuse to keep going because I was like feeling good not drinking. So now I'm like, okay, here we go. 40 days and 40 nights. I've never, sadly, I don't think I've ever not drank for that amount of time.
Really?
Yeah. Like since I started drinking. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Like I've taken like a month off, but never.
Yeah. Never more.
And I was already at like 14 days when Lent came about. So now
what's the date today? It's like mid-Feb, right?
17th.
Yeah.
Oh, Dark and Dirty's tonight.
Oh.
I know. I forgot about that.
I am a month and a half into sobriety.
And you're already at 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah, I am. And I think I'm going to go till at least the tour's over.
That's incredible. Yeah. Well,
it's easy on the tour because the majority of the people that I'm traveling with don't drink. And the one person who does drink doesn't drink very much.
Yeah.
It's way easier. And also,
I really think he doesn't drink unless we force him to.
Yeah.
Like he has never actually, now that I think about it, drink on his own accord.
No, he actually did drink I think are we allowed to say who we're talking about? Does it matter?
Oh yeah. Yeah, why?
I don't know why. I think because we didn't say it, then I'm like, oh, is it a secret? But when I was
it's a secret. It's on the poster. You can literally Google it.
It's crazy to wake up. Like even this morning I woke up at the hotel and I was like, I actually had a ton. Right now I'm tired, but I had a ton of energy when I woke up, even though I went to bed at like 1 and woke up at 7 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's so cool to feel that I'm just tired. That I feel bad because I'm tired or dehydrated, but not because I'm fucking hungover.
Oh, I was having the same experience, just being tired, but being like, it'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll have a coffee and then you'll be fine. Or
yeah.
You'll have water and you'll be fine.
It's, being hungover in an inconvenient circumstance is like undoable, especially because you're going to be sleeping on the bus a lot. Like I'm not going to be, I think I'm going to be sleeping on the bus at the end of March when I circle back with you guys.
Yeah.
But right now I'm not doing any sleeping on the bus. I rode on the tour bus and then I'm hoteling it and then I'm going back to Toronto. But I wanted to see what it was like, so I took a little nap in the...
Did you find it comfortable? I haven't gone into my bed yet.
So comfortable.
Really?
I loved it.
I'm shocked to hear that.
But I also fucking sleep on like a podcast mattress.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like one of those mattresses like Casper or
Andy
but that's
or whatever. Comfy?
No, they're not. They're fake. These fucking mattresses.
Really?
I mean, if you want to support my podcast, I don't see how I could ever have a sponsor because I don't do this regularly enough. I do my quarterly podcast. Like I could never have a sponsor. Well, maybe I'll do it with some consistency at some point. But right now it's just an artistic outlet that I do when I feel like doing it. Yes.
She's free. Yes.
But yeah, how do you feel about...
Well, I'm a baby. Like I'm such a baby.
You're pretty
you know this about me. So like I like to set up red lights in my apartment before I go to, like a half hour before I go to bed. I don't...
Red lights?
Yeah, like all the lighting in my apartment, I have red light bulbs for now.
Are they like the healing kind?
No, they're not. No, they're just red in color because of what I was telling you about yesterday. Rick Rubin...
Just hold it like this. Like it's a little too close. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And then hold it. Keep it there. Okay.
Okay. Because famously, I'm obsessed with Andrew Huberman. Interviewed Rick Rubin, also equally obsessed with him, and they both love red lights because it like helps you ease you into.
I like that
sleep. So I have like a red light bulb in my living room. I have a red light bulb in my bedroom, and then I sleep with a fucking humidifier on full ass blast.
The humidifier is huge.
Yeah.
I'm big on the humidifier.
But
too.
I bought a night light that has a red light for my bunk.
Wow.
Yeah. So I can have like, at least when I'm in my bunk, I can have red light.
Where do you get red lights from?
I got it on Amazon. Sorry.
So wait, do your bedroom lights switch from yellow normal to...
Yeah, so like they're smart bulbs. So you control it on an app. The living room one.
Are they
does.
LED?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm more of an incandescent girl because I think the LED lights make you like
I don't know if they're LED. I have no idea actually. I don't know why I said yes.
True. I think they have to be LED if they're smart bulbs.
Probably.
If they have, like do multiple.
Yeah. I'm
a conspiracy theorist about the light bulbs.
What's wrong with LED?
I think that it's like the same with the fluorescent lights that make you like ugly and You're doing great though. So maybe I'm wrong. I mean, look at me.
Good. Perfect.
And that is my thesis statement.
What about them does that?
But incandescent light bulbs are made with like real heat. Like they're the original ones. They're because LED ones are like, it's like fake electric, fluorescent, not.
But this
real.
isn't fluorescent lights.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Allie,
that's
obviously
your perception.
I'm just that's
your perception.
That's my perception. I mean, no, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I like having, I have convictions, but I think, no, wait, I don't even know if I have convictions, because convictions means that you like stand by it.
Yeah.
I have ideas, theories, notions, concepts. And I'm open-minded to changing them at any point.
That is true. That's one thing that I love about you so much, and that I actually think is like, I've learned a lot from you, whereas like, where I think you have really good values in general, but it's funny because you will be like, I believe very firmly this thing, and then I'm like, oh, but that's not true, and then you're like, okay. But sorry, those are two separate thoughts. Like, I think you have really good values. That's one thought that I appreciate about you, but then I do like that you're very open to changing your mind about stuff.
Of course.
See, I'm such like, we're opposite, even though we're both Tauruses.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, but our other signs are different. Yeah, that is our shared And it's so funny because it's like we're both so stubborn. We're
Yeah.
so different.
Yeah.
So then we think we're so different, but it's like, oh, but we're sharing a similar thing, which is that we're stubborn
So
in our
stubborn.
differences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very stubborn, and that's actually one thing I really want to work on this year, because I feel like I've kind of started to notice stubbornness is like the thing that's holding me back in all the ways, because it's like I'm stubborn when it comes to like, I don't know, telling a joke a certain way, and then I finally decide to like do it differently, and then I feel so much better and it goes so much better, and you know what I mean, or like
totally
whatever, like, and whenever I exercise patience, which I have trouble with, and you know, like try to like assuage my stubbornness and my instinct towards being stubborn, it's always positive. So that's one thing I want to work on this year.
Yeah, I always have like sometimes I'll know something that someone else doesn't know, and I feel like this compulsion to correct them when it won't add any value. Sorry, not something like necessarily valuable. It's almost like this obsession with being correct or having the right information so that I don't feel stupid. And I feel like that's a form of stubbornness that just kind of exhausts me, where I'm like, no one cares. No one cares that you saw the signage that said there's a McDonald's over there or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like it could be such like a stupid, inconsequential thing, but then I'm like, well, I knew about it, and it's like, who cares? Like it just makes people feel bad sometimes for no reason.
That's interesting. Yeah, we have such different types of stubbornness. So you're scared of sleeping on the bus, but you have your red light thing. You've also brought like your special pillow. I'm so curious to hear how your sleeping is going to be.
Me too. And our tour manager, Josh, did bring a humidifier, which rocks. And I have my red light. I brought my own pillow. What else did I do? I did a lot of things. I prepped for so long. I texted Josh once a day.
Really?
To ask him questions, yeah. And luckily, he and I have a very similar personality type.
And very like similar values in terms of like health and wellness and being a brat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also a big reason I really like traveling with you, is because we're both brats.
We're brats.
Yeah, we're both brats.
Dolls.
It's nice because you don't have to be embarrassed, because sometimes I mean, like, I've had boyfriends all react to my high maintenance ness.
Yeah. I'm dating somebody who is kind of high maintenance.
It's
too.
nice. It's really nice because you feel
not
understood.
High maintenance, but like who just really, really values health and wellness. Yeah. And then like will be,
but like also like a good cup of coffee or whatever. That's not even like health and wellness. That's just being high maintenance.
Like I won't.
But I appreciate that about you. Yeah.
Bottoms up. Yeah.
Sorry, I did cut you off with the Josh thing though.
I forgot. It doesn't matter.
You were texting
I'm
Josh
just
every day.
But even things that I was thinking about for so long leading up to this, like, how am I going to sit on the bus with my computer and still maintain good posture? Because like you saw how it is, right? Like there's not really tables.
I also wondered, I'm like, we're both small people. How would anybody who's like overweight go into one of those bunks? And also climb up, because that was the other thing, is I went on a top bunk. There's 3 levels of the bunks. And of course, I was the last one on the bus. So of course, I did not get one of the 4 middle bunks that everyone else took. So, but I'm like, but I am the only gymnast here. Allie's like, how did you get onto the top bunk? I'm like, 12 years of dance training. 12 years of professional dance training is how I got up onto that bunk. Because it actually it was difficult to get up there. And I'm like,
that seems awful.
I'm like, I wanted to go on the bottom bunk, but the bottom one is so low to the ground. It kind of freaked me out as well.
It is low to the ground, but it does freak me out that the one that's up is like, if the bus took a turn, you're fucking falling from.
That's what I mean. That's what it was freaking me out, is I'm going to ricochet off the top level of the bunk 6 feet to the fucking ground.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it's scary. I was thinking, I'm like, I would like one of those like Canada's Wonderland ass like harnesses that like go over your shoulders and clip you in.
It's crazy that there's no like barrier.
I know.
Like there's no,
just so
like in a normal bunk bed, you have like a small thing, but you don't have that on the bus.
A small what?
Just like a barrier.
Like, what do you mean?
Like when you're lying in the bed, there's nothing stopping you from falling out.
A curtain.
There's a curtain.
So you mean like something solid instead of a curtain? Yeah. Like a little
border.
A regular bunk bed?
Yeah, like a regular bunk bed would have something so that you don't fall out of the bed.
Oh, like a gate or whatever.
Not a gate, but like they're built so that they have...
The first word you used, barrier, was correct. I just was not...
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Understanding. But I wouldn't have been able to climb in if there was a barrier because there's no ladders.
Point. Yeah.
So it would have to be like a sliding door kind of thing.
Yeah. Or like.
Yeah, but I'd go flying off. But I was thinking, I'm like, I guess I would have heard at this point in my life, I was thinking, I'm like, how many fucking bands tour all the time? I feel like you would hear about it if it's just like, oh, another band died from the
I don't think it happens that often, but I think it
has
happens.
to have happened.
Yeah. And then I think it's just like, unless the band is famous, then you don't really hear about it.
Right. They're just like, yeah, paraplegia. That's what I'm scared of.
Scary.
Yeah, because they say don't lie down in a car, but then they're like, oh, but also have an 8-hour sleep on a...
Have an 8-hour sleep where you don't have the option of wearing a seatbelt.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Is there a place that you're most excited to go?
I'm excited. I'm randomly excited to go to Oregon. I don't
you
know
do
why.
seem like you would live there, like kind
like
of hipster,
Portland vibes.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm excited to see the west coast of Canada too. Like
I'm excited
BC
too. Yeah,
stuff,
I'm excited. I wish I was going to Florida with you guys.
Yeah,
I wish I was going to Atlanta. I wish I was going to LA. Like that'll be cool. You'll be playing a theater in LA in San Fran.
I'm excited for that.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I mean, also I liked seeing Ohio and just random.
Tell the story of when we were in Ohio and you were trying to get your change at Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh my God.
And wasn't it funny, because no offense to anyone from Ohio that's listening to your podcast, but remember when we were getting in, Josh was like, something fucked up always happens when we're in Ohio. So
we're waiting in the line for Dunkin' Donuts, which is so long. The people are running around. Nobody knows what they're doing.
So much staff, so little
6
movement.
of them. But it was like one lady who was like in her 60s, and then everyone else was a teenager.
Everyone was a teenager. And also, like, what they were doing is like they were taking order after order after order after order. But when I tell you, they were not making a single drink.
No, they were just slamming doors and drawers open and shut.
And then every drink that they made, I watched, got brought back.
Yeah, they were just like, this is not it.
And this is not, like, it couldn't have been further from what the person ordered.
What I ordered was the most low maintenance thing I've ever ordered, which is just a fucking coffee with oat milk.
Yeah.
She goes, okay, it's $4, which is overpriced for Dunkin' Donuts. So I give her
you gave her 20.
I gave her a 20, and she hands me back 4 $1 bills, a $5 bill, 1 quarter, 2 dimes, and a penny. And I'm like, not even close. Not even close. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, it was crazy, because it was like, you're owed $16.
I'm owed $60. It's so
Full
easy.
stop.
Even I can do that. And then she's just like, she starts panicking. She's like, well, I can't open the drawer again. I can't open the drawer unless you make another payment. And
I said, I was like, okay, well, why don't I order my drink?
Yeah.
And I'm also going to pay cash, and then you can just give her change. And she was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
She's like, I'm just going to give you back your 20. And she's like, no, I want to pay for it. Just like, give me back.
It was so.
Here's what the math is. I gave you, and I tried to like step it up for her, and she's just like, I don't even work here. And I'm like, is 20 minus 4 not 16 at Jimmy John's? Like, I don't know where you work, but like, is the math different at with Jimmy John's or wherever you work? She's like, you just take your 20, just take your 20. And I'm like, yeah, babe, just give me $16. Like, it's like, I'm not trying to rip you off.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you don't even work here, then what like dog do you even have in the fight? Just give me back. Like, just believe me, you don't even work here. You like,
yeah. No, it was so weird.
Yeah.
It was so weird. I gotta say though, I remember really enjoying my coffee from there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh, okay.
But that was interesting.
I think I just.
What do you think is going to be like the biggest challenge, the most exciting part? I mean, personally, from what I am getting to do, it is like, this is my first experience doing theater shows.
Yeah.
Which is like very, very, very different.
Yeah. Performing
stand-up wise. Like I last night was especially difficult because it was such a big room. We were in Pickering at the new casino last night, which is a gorgeous casino, brand new. Highly recommend, although don't gamble, especially not during Lent. But it was weird. It was jarring, like in the cavernous like room, hearing my own voice and being like, oh, I have to project more.
There was like feedback almost.
There was like feedback, and I'm like,
I thought it was weird because when I was on stage, I thought that you guys were talking in the wings, because I kept hearing something and it was very distracting. And then halfway through my set, I realized it was the voice, my own echo.
Crazy.
Somewhere in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. that show was not enjoyable for me. It was it's just, anyways, I actually don't even really feel like talking about it, but it was just like not one of my best moments, my favorite moments in life.
What was your favorite so far?
On this leg or last leg? Because I don't remember the last leg, but I just remember having a great time the whole time.
I liked Boston. No, sorry. Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit was really fun.
That theater was so beautiful.
That was really fun.
And that I just loved that stage, that theater. The show was fun.
Yeah.
That's where the heckler with the, what's it called? The
singer?
The singer.
Right. There's a guy who started singing opera.
And
that actually happened in Halifax.
What?
Yeah. Maybe during my set.
I feel like Mark talked about it a lot, so maybe someone was trying to...
No, but it was different. It wasn't like an opera. It was just like someone started like kind of singing during my set. And I was like, you guys are hearing that, right? Because I couldn't see them. I couldn't like see the audience
Bizarre.
members. But yeah, anyway. I liked the show in Moncton. That was fun.
I wish I was there.
I know. I wish you were there too.
And then the question I kind of buried, which is, what has been the hardest part? What's the most exciting part? What are you feeling?
I have a lot of, because I'm a princess, I have a lot of anxiety about like my health during this time. So like 2 months where I can't like control when I eat, when I shower, when I can exercise, if I can exercise, like all that stuff causes me anxiety. But especially last night, I was just like, if I don't start prioritizing like enjoying the shows, and like it's gonna be a shitty couple months.
Think about how much you've already sacrificed to do stand-up in terms of like health and wellness.
Yeah.
Like you could have another job where you were making a lot more money and you were home all the time.
Yeah.
And you got to go to sleep early.
Yeah.
You've already sacrificed your life to do stand-up.
Yeah. If I had that life, I would be so frustrated, and I would be, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I would be like, oh, I wish I was on the road doing XYZ.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I feel like I did so much thinking and planning leading up to this to try and make this as normal as possible, that it's kind of like now I'm just letting go, and I'm just like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah.
Letting go, Jesus take the wheel, as they say. Except Gary's taking the wheel. He's the driver. He's the bus driver.
Yeah, he's experienced.
What are you enjoying about the shows? What's your favorite part? What do you like? What a stupid question.
No.
Tell me.
It's a good question.
Tell me how you feel.
It's a good question.
Thank you.
What I like most about the shows is the growth opportunity. Like I said, like that's what really hits me is I've been doing stand-up for like 6.5 years, whatever it is. And I've done a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it feels like a completely different.
So different.
Thing, like being in a theater, and like I've learned how to tighten my set, because it's just like I think that when you're in like a smaller room and the audience is just there for a general show and they're kind of like open to everybody, like I'm like opening for someone who's very different from me, and the audience doesn't know who I am, so I'm just trying to like do like punchline because it's like
trust you,
get them to trust me. Whereas I would normally do stand up in a more like, here's my personality and like talky and whatever way.
It's so different.
And then also in terms of like trying to use the stage. I mean, I feel like I was actually doing better on the first leg of the tour because I've been sick. I
was watching you last night and you were moving around a lot.
I was moving around a little more last night, but like on the other shows, I was like using the stage, which was like cool, and like projecting and like looking all over around and like really trying to, I don't know, it's just like
muscle. Yeah,
just perform on that level, and I'm enjoying the growth opportunity and the challenge of it. That's what I'm enjoying. Cool. I mean, I'm also enjoying, honestly, just getting to spend a ton of time with you.
I know, it's so nice.
It's really nice, and I'm enjoying like getting to feel like a touring comic where I'm like in a hotel and a tour bus and like all of these little things that I haven't gotten to experience, because doing stand-up in Canada is so different than like what you hear about doing stand-up in America, where touring happens sooner because you have to open for someone famous and get all those things.
I know, it's weird. Like I find leading up to stuff like this, I get very like I'm going to miss my home. I'm going to miss my boyfriend. I'm going to miss my dog. I did instinctually want to say dog first, but then I flipped it because I feel like the optics are that I'm always talking about how much I miss my dog. But then like when I'm in it, like when I'm on the road or like when it's not that I don't think about those things. Like obviously my dog is being well taken care of, so I'm not worried about her, but it's like I don't miss my life when I'm not in it.
I like when things change.
Yeah.
I like doing different things.
Like having a different pace of life.
I feel like I really like getting into a habit because then I can, make sure I'm working out and like getting things done. But I start to get really depressed. I really need like ups and downs and changes and different things.
No one talks about that. No one talks about the fact that like some people, I think like us, really enjoy when things are like at a breakneck speed for a while and then slow so you can catch up and then go and then but I never think about it. I'm always like, oh, I guess I'm this way, and then when I'm in it I'm really enjoying it, and then I'm like, oh, I'm actually this way. I know, but it's like it's like, oh, it's both. I didn't realize
it's the ups and downs because you can't have like too much of either. It's when you zoom out and look at it, it's the perfect life kind of. Yeah. I've also been enjoying going out for like meals with you.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
It's my favorite thing in the world to do.
It's one of my favorite things to do in general. And then getting to do it with you it just like completely amplifies how much I love it. Mm-hmm. And we don't get to do it very often.
Because we're poor.
Because we're poor and we're busy.
We're busy.
We're broken. We're busy.
Oh my God. I can't wait to go hand out resumes next weweek. Yes. Yes. Okay, this is completely random off topic, and it's gonna sound out of nowhere, but I'm gonna say it. Go off. Because I think it's an interesting theory that I've been thinking about that I have come to, which is the idea of never getting away with anything. Mm-hmm. So, when you think you're getting away with something, in a way you're still not. Like if you're like, oh, I'm gonna take the last pizza, and nobody said anything, so I got away with it, but it's like someone else at the table maybe will resent you. Another person at the table will now remember you forever as selfish. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like in a way, you're never getting away
with anything. I think you brought up an interesting point about that because you were saying like, if you get away with something in the moment, you build up this reserve or this like idea that you are capable of now doing that. Mm-hmm. So then you start to lead your life that way. So it's like, yeah, you might have taken the last pizza and it's not a big deal. But then like maybe then you're like, well, that's just what I do now. Yeah. So then you go into another situation and you do it again. And then someone snaps at you and is like, I don't want to be around you anymore because you're that type of person who takes the last piece of pizza.
I know. Exactly. And I mean, the pizza is obviously like a metaphor and like it's just an example. But just like in general, like behaviors, it's really interesting. I want to think of something like more concrete from my life that like I realized it. But I guess we were saying this just in terms of like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I was like such a spoiled kid in terms of like the way I grew up. Mm-hmm. So I just, but I mean, now I feel like I have to like relearn all those things through practical life, and just like my habit is to just.
But you at least have the wherewithal to be like, I'm not going to live my life by that code. Like you're choosing.
Took a fucking while, babe. I'm 30. 29
well, I would argue that most people never get there.
Yeah, that's true. That's one thing that's beautiful about getting older. A lot of things are not beautiful. It's crazy though that like you start worrying about aging when you're what? When did you start worrying about aging? I started worrying when I met you. I was like panicking about aging when I was 23, 24. I know. I was already panicking about it, and then it only gets harder, and like every year there's like a new thing that you can't even conceive of the horrors that will come. I
find what's horrible about it. What's horrible is that I find like for so long I was fixating on a specific thing in my body. Like I hated this whatever part of my body, and I've hated every part of my body at different parts of my life. And then it's like as soon as I would feel okay about it for one reason or another, my focus would shift. And the thing with aging and like the stuff that I'm self-conscious about when it comes to aging is like there is no denying that it's going to get progressively worse all the time forever until I die. So now it's like a new insecurity that like there's no hope for. But the problem is like that's my view on it. My view is not
That's
like
your perception.
That is my perception. It's not that there's like this gift that I'm being given of the privilege of age, which is incredible. Like not most people, but some people don't get to experience that. And then it's like, I'm healthy, I'm doing cool things. Like, what the fuck do I have to complain about? But it's so hard not to fixate on, oh, I have new wrinkles. Like my skin is changing in ways that I've never ever noticed before. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, you can't bounce back from that. It's just, you're just different now.
Like even if you know, like achieve whatever X goal, there's only so much time. It's coming for all of us. Yeah, it's coming for all of us. It's weird. It's like, it would be nice to find something else to focus on.
Yeah, I'd love to like be really good at getting my taxes done. But instead I'm thinking about like my skin.
I mean, I would like to think about like my craft, but so when you're a woman, then people still will find a way to criticize you. I mean, that is something that I think about even with like, okay, right now we're recording this podcast fresh-faced, makeupless. Sometimes I worry about like if I'm looks maxing all the time, like if I'm always trying to look like the best version of myself,
yeah,
then I'm setting a standard for myself that I can only come and like lose to over time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like if you never prioritize that to begin with, then you're never gonna lose against an old version of yourself. You know what I mean? Because it's just like here we are with no makeup. I'm like, it's actually good because it's like maybe we don't look our best, but we're not going to look our best forever at every point. So maybe like us for something other than how fucking hot we are.
Like us for who we are.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. It is. I'm getting to an age where I'm starting to get used for my personality instead of my body, which is actually way more hurtful.
Yeah.
Way more
I don't think
hurtful.
I was ever like really used for my body. But boy, was I trying to give it away.
Babe, you were used for your body. Don't say that about yourself. You were used for your body. You were used for your body.
I was trying so hard to be used for my body. I'm like, I'm just a useless slut. And people were like, oh, I guess.
Well, also young guys, I feel like don't appreciate good pussy. They don't.
What are you talking about?
They could take it or leave it because they don't care. It's old guys that care.
Then what? They like bad pussy?
No, they just don't appreciate it.
Right. I don't really get what you're saying, but
like young guys are surrounded by young girls.
Yeah.
They have abundance mindset. So then when they actually like they basically what I'm saying is they don't know how hard it's going to be. Like this, you know, the way that young person arrogance in general, like when a young person starts stand up and then they act like, well, you guys are all losers. Like I'm going to be way more famous than all of you in a few years. It's like, yeah, stick around. I know you think you're like a fucking 18-year-old prodigy, but everyone around you was at one point an 18-year-old prodigy.
Yeah.
And then you just neutralize into a whatever adult. So it's like, I feel like a young hot guy doesn't realize that it's like everyone around you was young and hot at some point. So they think that like the world is their oyster and they don't realize, they don't appreciate good pussy.
If I'm ever single again, I'm not dating anyone that's not at least 20 years older than me.
But that's my problem is now that I'm turning 30 this year, is I don't want to date guys that are older than me because they're 40.
I know, like, but I'm horny for that.
Yeah, but it's like I want to like start a life with them. It's like I don't want to meet them when they're halfway through theirs. I mean, arguably so am I. I mean, arguably they could say the same fucking thing about me. But
I just feel like dating an older man, they would be like, I'm so fucking lucky.
That's what I mean. Is like old men have been beaten down. It's the opposite of young guys who don't appreciate. Old guys have been beaten down, so they really appreciate. They know what it's like. So I mean, I like the idea of an older guy too. I don't want a guy who's like not gonna want to go on a hike with me.
I think there are men in their 40s who still hike.
Yeah, but they already have wives.
Not always.
I mean, I've only ever dated guys that are a year older or younger than me.
Right.
So I don't really know. I mean, I've slept with younger, and I've slept with older.
I've never slept with somebody younger. Like, if I have, has never been significant.
Right. Well, I remember, I'll never forget what's it called when I thought I was sleeping with a 21-year-old, which I was already like taboo. Like, I mean, I was 25, so 25 and 21 is not bad, but like when you're 25, you feel like an adult.
Yeah.
And like looking at a 21-year-old, it's like, oh my God, you're just.
And then, pray tell, how old was he?
He was 18. No, because I remember like looking at his body being like, this does not look like an adult's body.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
But I'm like, but he's 21.
Did he tell you that he was 21? Or you made that
He
assumption?
told me I was 21. He told me I was 21.
So he lied to you?
He lied to me.
Oof.
And then, so wait, that age difference, what's that age difference? Like 8 years? 7 years?
Sure.
What is it? 25 to 18? 7.
Yeah. Two girls who can't do math or know what a province.
Oh, I thought,
what province they're in.
I thought you were looking at me like, come on, girl.
No. I'm absolutely including myself in that.
You're dead ass. Yeah. You're no cap.
Yeah.
And then I did another 7 years. So 7 years my max age diff.
Right.
I don't know actually if I've slept with older. Anyways,
yeah.
I'm not a whore. What's your body count?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
I have no idea. But it's not nothing.
Yeah, because there's the blackout.
Does
rape count? Classic questions we have to ask ourselves.
I do have a joke about that famously.
Yeah.
And that is true. I did start writing it down and I was like, I don't know if I actually want to have a record of this.
Right.
Just anyways, I was talking to a comedian that I was entertaining the idea of hooking up with.
Yeah.
And oh my God, this is so stupid because I can't remember what he asked me, but he was like really, really interested to know how many people I had slept with. And I was like, what is the point of this for you? Like, what difference is this going to make to you? I don't know why I'm telling you this. I just remember I found it very interesting that he wanted to know because I was like, you're not dating me. Who cares?
Well, some guys find it hot.
Yeah.
Some guys find it meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I mean, the last person who asked me this question said that they didn't care at all, which I'm like, can you care a little bit?
Yeah, well, I think I need someone who doesn't care at all because of my stats.
Right, I'm like, I want you to be impressed. Like, it's like if you weren't impressed by like my relatively low number, all things considered. I mean, like I act like a whore, but I haven't been that much of one. Like,
you really haven't.
What was the point of keeping my number low if you don't even care?
Yeah, it's funny. Like I don't.
But I mean,
know.
I guess that's progressive and healthy.
Everyone I've ever dated, I'm like, who? Yeah, my boyfriend definitely does not give a shit, which is nice. I don't know if I've ever dated anyone where I was like, whoa, like that either way their number freaked me out. But I also, if I'm being completely honest, I don't remember anything about anyone I've ever dated ever. And I'm not being funny right now. Like I'm being dead fucking serious.
That means you're really in love and that your man now is your real man forever.
Oh yeah. That absolutely. But also I swear to God, it's like a survival mechanism because when I think back on some of the people that I've dated, I'm just like, that can't be my reality. I have to escape that reality.
Right. I mean, I took virginity, so I was his one and only. Now that I think about it, it's so crazy.
Oh wow, that is crazy.
He had only ever slept with me, and then I barely slept with him. Have you ever taken someone's virginity?
Not that I know of.
Right. I guess a lot of guys just wouldn't tell you.
But also
comedian. So. If he wasn't a comedian,
yeah, he probably wouldn't have told you. Like if you, well, I don't know. I
feel like he would have. He's a pretty open person.
He is an open person. But I'm sure there's tons of guys who lose their virginity and don't say anything.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens in J. Cole's Wet Dreams.
Sorry, what?
J. Cole, the song Wet Dreams. And I never did this before, I never did this.
There's a song about losing his virginity.
Yeah, and then he's just like, he tells the girl, he's just like, obviously I've done this a million times, baby. And then during sex, she's like, I've never done this before. And he's like, me neither.
That's an insane song.
It's a good song. I'll play it for you after.
Okay. I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
I guess that's enough. I guess that's enough.
Wish we had sparkle and shined.
Oh, we did.
Okay.
Listen, so if you listen to this, just know that usually me and Allie are far more effervescent than we have been on this.
I think we're tired.
I think we're tired from being road dogs. Ever fucking heard of it?
Ever heard of it?
And also we're shy and demure little princesses, and we actually are very secretive. So when you have a one-on-one conversation with us, it's actually a lot more interesting because we have like a lot of crazy shit to say, but we're classy, first of all.
Yeah.
Private. And third of all, we're shy.
Yep.
And if you have a problem with that, you can talk to my fucking tour manager, Josh.
Talk to the tour manager. He'll set you straight.
Or our mutual agent, Kira Williams.
Kira will tell you.
Yeah, if you want to email Kira
for bookings and inquiries.
For booking inquiries or complaints on this podcast. Anything to add?
Not really.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
I feel awkward.
Me too.
Really?
I don't feel awkward. I feel like I'm being absolutely useless today, and I feel bad about that.
No, you're being perfect.
You're being perfect.
Okay. Oh, now that we agree on something for once.
For once.
Two Tauruses, both alike in dignity, in Fair Buffalo, where we lay our scene. That was the podcast. I hope you love it. I'm sorry if you're mad at me. Please write to my agent, and please give me a 5-star on YouTube or wherever this is. Bye.